Hi, it's Laurel O'Sullivan, the woman's coach and your astro advocate, and I'm here to talk to you about the May 26th Sagittarius blood moon, full moon lunar eclipse happening at 5:13 a.m. Central Standard Time. And here we are in eclipse season. I want to talk about how we can use these energies to transform our lives and step more into our potential. Remember, we are not our past, we are our potential. And with the South Node, so whenever we have a full moon, we have the moon opposite the sun, and this time we have the South Node next to the moon. This is about a release, a letting go. And it's also a full moon and a super moon because of its proximity to Earth. So there's going to be extra juicy potentness to this, and you are probably likely seeing what it is that you are ready to let go of in your life. So it's a release, it's a letting go, and in this instance, this is about something we've been wanting to let go of since 2013, the last time we had a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. And this is really something that we have brought with us into this lifetime, that has come to us from past experiences, past beliefs that we've inherited, beliefs around judgments, around shoulds. And we've learned the wisdom and we've mastered the experience, and we're ready now to incorporate that new wisdom. And when we have the solar eclipse in Gemini on June 10th, we're going to have even more clarity about what it is that we're ready to let go of. So in this full moon, we have the sun in Gemini, the moon in Sagittarius with the South Node, and we have Jupiter in Pisces, which is making a challenging aspect called a square, but basically it's supercharging this full moon. It's expanding the energy and amplifying this invitation to connect with our own knowingness, our own internal wisdom. And we also have this interesting aspect in that Mercury is going to be going retrograde on May 29th. So this can be potentially creating some confusion about this energy, about what am I ready to let go of, about past experiences. We might have a lot of different stories we've told ourselves about the same experience. So be paying attention to any kind of self-deception or maybe wearing overly rose-colored glasses that can occur around this time. But it's basically a great energy for creative self-expression. We have Neptune as well involved. Neptune and Mercury are having a square with each other at the same time. So this is creating both confusion. It can give us an overly optimistic point of view on things, but it's also great for creative expression. So we are releasing the mind. I talked about this in the last video with Jupiter going into Pisces. This is all about surrendering into our intuition, into our higher self, and asking ourselves, if I knew I would be supported in whatever I wanted, what would that look like? Instead of trying to control things from the mind. That is one of the overarching themes of this lunar eclipse. And we're going to feel that willingness to let go and to feel like we're being supported. So it's super powerful, super juicy, and very spiritual lunar eclipse that's going to have some really big impact for a lot of us in our lives in terms of our orientation and understanding of our own power, our ability to have the answers inside of us, to connect to that higher knowing and that intuition. And with the eclipse season, we're now switching into very different energy for the second half of this year, which is going to increase this pace in the sense of I know now. I finally know now. Since January of 2020, I've been wondering what my new life is going to look like, wondering what I need to, the structures last year that I need to let go of or recreate. And this year, what am I awakening to that I really want? And what is it from the past I'm ready to let go of? And so the second half of the year, we're going to start to move into that energy of knowing and implementation. So now I want to share with you how this lunar eclipse is going to be impacting all of the signs. So with Aries, this eclipse is happening for you in your 9th house. So it's about a new beginning in your beliefs or your spiritual life or your values that could impact you very personally, especially in your relationships. This is overall going to be really positive, For Aries, it's about shedding these beliefs that I mentioned earlier that we might have inherited, and you might get some really clear messages communicated to you. You might take a trip because ninth house rules foreign travel, or to a place that you visited before, or starting some kind of a new learning experience or educational venture or something that's going to significantly impact you going forward, Aries. So that's how the lunar eclipse is going to, those are the areas of life to be paying attention to. And remember, because it's a lunar eclipse, this is more of an emotional, a felt sense that then leads us to understand life in a different way and to make choices from that new perspective. Taurus, this lunar eclipse is happening in the 8th house. So there could be some circumstances involving money, taxes, insurance that you share with a partner, money that's coming to you through someone else. There could be some sort of sense of a culmination that comes to that, or letting go because the South Node is in the 8th house. So letting go of certain attachments to money from others, or a certain investment, or a debt to create more abundance in your future. There could be some past anxieties that may come up right now for you around your fear of lack or letting go of money, and that's something that you're actually moving away from. And so the good news is you're going to be able to let go of some of these past fears, especially potentially through some kind of group involvement. And it could also be letting go of fears that you have in general around attachment to others, or getting close to or connected to others, because the 8th house also rules intimacy. Gemini, this eclipse is impacting you in your 7th house, and also your 1st house. Jupiter is making a square to your career house as well. So you are trying to come back into balance. You need to focus on the needs of your partnership, and the relationship might reach some kind of a culmination point, and there could be decisions to be made in your relationship and your career. It might be time to let go of one of those, or to move on, or to make different decisions. And, eclipses, without being overly dramatic, because I like to use astrology for transformation, not to, predict necessarily what is going to happen to you, but often they are fated events that happen in our life. And not every time, but depending upon your own, and this is where knowing your own astrology chart and your own energy is really important, but there could, for some of you, be fated opportunity that's meant to serve you and put you on a new path with career or relationship. And it might not materialize right away. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. With eclipses, this energy, we can feel it for 6 to 12 months afterwards. Cancer, this is activating your house of work and public health, or personal health, and service to others. So it's your 6th house, and there's a lot of inner growth that's been happening for you, because actually you have the North Node in the 12th house. So we have the South Node in the 6th house and the North Node in the 12th house. And you're focusing less on your day-to-day business and focusing more on your own inner growth. And something with your work might reach a culmination point, and you can you might be wanting to kind of hibernate, or take some time off, or have some reflection time. And fated opportunities from past educational opportunities might actually come up, or educational pursuits. And you might also finally come to some realizations, or commitments to doing something about a health issue, a nagging health issue that's been bothering you, and that you're finally ready to let go of. And for Leo, this is in your 5th house. The 5th house is a house of creative expression. It's a nice energy for you, Leo. This is the house of passion and play and romance and children, and there could be new beginnings here related to groups and your long-term goals, because the North Node is opposite that house, and the North Node is in the 11th house, which is around groups and long-term goals. And it's especially important for you, Leo, because you have the South Node in the 5th house, that you that those groups are allowing you an opportunity for creative self-expression. Virgo, this eclipse is happening for you in the 4th house. That's where the release, the letting go, the realizations, the knowingness, and that's about home and family. And you're being asked, what do I really want to bring into my home and family life? What do I want it to look like? There may have been some inherited beliefs from your family that you're finally ready to shed and let go of. There could be an opportunity, a fated opportunity for a move, so you could actually be physically moving. But in general, you're being asked to come into greater balance between your career and your home, because the North Node is in the 10th house, and asking, what do I really want my home life to look like? So fated opportunities around the home might come up. Libra, this eclipse is happening for you in the house of communication. So you might literally receive a text or an email or some kind of a message from somebody that could deliver an opportunity, and something usually related to the past, because again, this is the South Node. You could also be working to, there could be something from your past, some past learning opportunity or course or something that you took in the past, or maybe that you created yourself, that could now come back to benefit you. And the third house also rules short-term travel. So there could be something around opportunities for trips that could give you a realization of your connection to that area. And as a result of that, it might open up some new opportunities for you, Libra. Scorpio, this is for you about the end of a karmic money story. This is your house of resources, things that we value, and this karmic money story has followed you for a long time, and so you may need to put in some extra effort to work hard so that you can finally release this. This is the culmination. You might need to pay off some debts, make a major purchase or an investment, but in general, this is about empowering you financially, coming back into rebalance, making sure that you don't overstep as well is another thing, to not overstep in the other direction, Scorpio, so that you don't, bite off more that you can chew or overly spend. But overall, this is a very positive step in the right direction for you, Scorpio. And for Sagittarius, of course, this is changing the entire foundation of your life, moving into a fated new direction. You have been focusing on others for the past year with the North Node in Gemini, and now the shift is to focus back on you. And you're able to take in some of the work that you've done, some of the wisdom you've learned through those relationships, and you're now able to benefit and see where those gifts are taking you. And you have Jupiter in your 4th house, and so this is bringing some kind of change or abundance into your home. It could be a new family member. It could just be a new home. It could buy a bigger home. Something positive, some positive development as it relates to home is on the horizon for you as well, Sagittarius. But in general, this is about just a revived sense of who you are and what's possible and the gifts that you have to bring to this world, and showing up in a different way where you've done that work on the relationships and you're now really ready to step into the fruition of that work. Capricorn, there's been a lot on the plate for you when it comes to your everyday life, a lot of the changes coming your way that were fated regarding work and health. And so you need to be more introspective. This eclipse is happening for you in the 12th house, and the North Node is in your 6th house. So there is something you're being asked to reflect upon with the South Node and let go of perhaps some old fears, some old beliefs, some old unconscious habits. There's something that's reaching a culmination point, and something that has prevented you or held you back, Capricorn, from having a more optimistic or expansive outlook or mindset. And once you are able to kind of let go of that, things may shift for you for the positive in that 6th house of health and work. Aquarius, this is very positive energy. It's happening in your 11th house of groups and long-term goals, and you've been focusing on the things this year that you love to do, or getting clarity about what you really want. So the North Node is in your 5th house of children. There could be some kind of fated opportunity or something that comes around your children, a life direction. And the South Node is in the 11th house. So there could be some developments around friends or friendships, and letting go, or allowing new friendships in, and rebalancing that that axis of life between groups and what brings us joy. And There could be faded opportunities that come to you now, Aquarius. This is really positive through groups or through networks, something that you've been working on for a while related to your long-term goals, and relationships that you've been cultivating could bear some fruit now in the next 6 to 12 months. And finally, for Pisces, this is really a major life-changing energy. There's opportunities for potentially for relocation that come. The North Node is in the fourth house, but the South Node is in the career house. So you've been waiting for this permission to come into this new direction or make this move. There's a big opportunity for you in your career and public reputation. And as a result of this eclipse, there's something new and different that you're going to be known for, Pisces. It could feel like a flood of opportunity. It might feel a little bit overwhelming. So it's important to modulate and to not go too fast. But to really take advantage of this clip to activate the energy of good luck and fortune. But for all the signs, this is really an opportunity to ask, if I knew I could have what I wanted, what would that be? And if I knew that I could be supported and not have to worry about being in control and about fear, and that good things will show up, what would that look like? Because all of us now are being asked to declare what is it that we really want, but to let go of attachment to the details and to the outcomes, and to really, and all the questions that our mind wants to come into, and to really surrender and to put ourselves in that place of connection with knowing that what we want is already on its way. It's a magical, powerful energy, and I hope that this eclipse brings you abundance into your life. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate if you would share, like, or subscribe. I do have more information below on how you can work with me for a reading or for coaching around your own astrology and how to live into your potential and to let go of the past. And I also have a freebie if you're interested in finding out what area of life is calling you to maximize your confidence this year. So thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.